Hey everybody, welcome back to where we take bite-sized chunks of the Old Testament to try to find any nuggets that may help us in our own spiritual journey. Previously, we were at a part where there was a bunch of whoring around, where Jacob's uncle, he wants to marry his first cousin, and no, it's just crazy. So the dad tricks him and they have sex, and there's making excuses for having sex while they're drunk and all sorts of nonsense. Wow, is it amazing. I encourage you to go watch the previous video. Now we're in Genesis chapter 29 verses 29 and 30, and Rachel's dad gives her a slave too, because previously Rachel's sister was given a slave for sneaking in the room and banging Jacob, which was insane. So now Rachel is given to Jacob, and I guess slaves are just considered a good, fine gift. What are you going to take to the to the show? The wedding ceremony. Where typically in our country, in the United States, you'll bring a gift or leave something for them. Well, in this case, as Jehovah is grooming Jacob to be the father of Israel, well, you need to go ahead and take him a slave. That'd be a good idea. So there's no mention of Rachel being disturbed by this at all. So previously, when Rachel's sister has sex with her now husband, and there was no objection to this, just nothing. She may have had some ill feelings afterwards, but there's nothing mentioned before that she tried to stop it, she didn't like it, nothing. She still gets her slave to help out with whatever. And she just simply allows Jacob to, quote, go into her. We all know what that means. But Jacob agrees with his uncle and says, hey, I will serve you another 7 years, just like he did with Rachel. He had to be an indentured servant to his uncle for 7 years to marry Rachel. Now he agrees that he'll be married to Rachel, but he'll also serve another 7 years so he can have Rachel's sister too. But it says that Jacob loves Rachel more than Leah. Okay, so in chapter 29, verse 31, Jehovah says he sees that Leah is hated. But the previous verse says Jacob just loves Rachel more than Leah. There's nothing about hate. He loves her more, Rachel more. So Jehovah sees it as hate when the previous sentence says he just loves one more than the other. No dislike, there was no discontent, nothing described in that. So my question really is, how can she be hated when he continues to go into her all the time, right? And he's working as an indentured servant to his uncle for another 7 years so he can have her. It doesn't make much sense. There's nothing about disliking her other than Jehovah just saying it. Very odd. This little section is so strange, and it could be strange because it's just a different time period. But at the same thought process with that is, this is supposed to be the written word of God. So if that's the case, then this sort of behavior is okay for all time. That's something to really digest and try to wrap your mind around. If you like other topics that are practical in your daily life and your spiritual journey, here at this sanctuary, right on the Louisiana-Texas border, we gather every Sunday at 1:15. We fellowship, we meditate together, we do all sorts of fantastic stuff to really build ourselves internally, have spiritual self-defense, have intellectual self-defense, have emotional self-defense, have all of these things that help us be well-rounded people so that we can meditate and connect to the infinite in each other in higher and better ways. If that appeals to you at all, then come out in person if you're in the local area. With that, We're going to jump into some more of this craziness in the next video. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.